You mentioned a bunch of types of comedians. Which type are you?
Oh, interesting. I
Phil Phails for you.
I think that I do a lot of stuff that I don't do a lot of storytelling, but I do stuff that's very autobiographical and describes my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the stuff I'm working on right now is a little bit conceptual, which can sometimes be like a lot of conceptual stuff in a row can be like a little bit overwhelming for an audience, I feel
Is this
like.
like external processing, and in showing people how you externally how you process the comedy lies in that? Is that what you mean by?
I think so. I think that I hope that some of the comedy lies in sort of admitting stuff that I think that is tough to say out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Um like
Being vulnerable
yes.
in a funny way.
Well, and I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of what I'm getting right now when I'm getting good laughs, they're very like they're laughter of recognition.
Yeah.
Like it's like people see themselves in what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And it's like, even if it's sort of like undignified to admit, and there's something I think very freeing about that,
Yeah.
hopefully.
It's almost like playing that game, Never Have I Ever.
Sure.
And you're really wanting to get everybody to raise their hand or take a drink
Right.
because we've all got that experience, but almost cringe a little bit as they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, this is something that I never admit. This is
Right.
never something I never speak to, but you're whispering to the shadows of my own
Yeah.
kind of ego or behavior.
Yeah. Well, and there's something like we're more willing to admit it if other people are as well. So
Yeah.
like once someone is laughing about this, the rest of us can also.
You go
Um,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think sometimes when I think about doing comedy, I think, okay, it would have to start with what everybody does.
Mm.
And then I thought, well, poop humor is just, it's like the bottom of the barrel of comedy, but it's probably because everybody does it and we're all ashamed of it in
Sure.
some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
So then it's like, okay, you can't do that one. Or if you're going to do it, it needs to be like,
You have to do
you
a
bring
good
something new
job.
to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what
Bringing
else?
something new to the table is a good way to have good poop jokes, actually.
Bringing something new to the table. But we need to get a drummer. I got these drumsticks. But yeah, you got to bring some. All right. So then you have probably sex or like your nether regions. More than once there's been a lady comedian come up and like, I'm going to talk about my vagina for a little bit. Not
Sure.
literally, but that's what ends up happening.
Sometimes literally, yeah.
But literally, I think literally. So then that's kind of this like, this. We're not supposed to talk about our vaginas or
Sure.
our dicks.
Sure.
So talking about it and what goes on up there
Yeah.
or down there can elicit like the ladies can be like, yeah, hell yeah, girl. I know about that because of mine. And the guys could be like, gross, you guys are gross or whatever.
Sure.
Depending on how it goes. But finding something that's not those low-hanging fruits, imagine that's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think in my experience, like people are really used to hearing comedy about sex in particular. Like
Yep.
because it used to be very forbidden to talk about, and now it's much more comfortable for a lot of us to talk about, especially like even casually. And so I think that it's not as exciting for an audience anymore.
You don't think?
Well,
Like, that's blue humor. Comedy was always a place where folks talked about sex.
right, but it's because it's always a place for that. It's like it's expected now. And so you mentioned like saying the quiet part out loud earlier. Like that stuff is no longer the quiet part now, because it's like it's so common in comedy, and also just like people talk about sex way more. I
Yeah, just
in
in
like really
general.
like
Yeah, our
frank, yeah,
culture has changed.
has lifted some of that repression, and so it's like great. That's kind of a success, right? But it's also like, okay, now what? What's the quiet part now?
So
And
that's why we get folks like who is it was like I was standing behind a cop in a coffee shop and a part of me thought like I want to take his guns and
mm,
start shooting up the place.
sure,
Who was that did that? That was either
uh,
Louis Kay or somebody. So now that's like a really crazy thought that
sure,
people have.
yeah. But it's like those kinds of things. If you a lot of us have those moments of being like, wow, I could really destroy my life, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but that's the kind of thing you wouldn't readily admit unless somebody was giving you permission to admit it, right? Like it's
Right.
or that's what the comedian in that circumstance is doing, is giving you sort of a kind of permission to admit that like you've thought about this, and it's not something you are going to act on, but like you just have the instinct sometimes of
It's
like,
kind of like a
okay,
life
yeah,
vertigo, right?
sure, yeah,
If you're next to an edge, there's a party that wants to go over it.
yeah,
And the more you're aware of those edges as you walk about your
hmm,
life, the more you think we're all aware of those? I know I have them all the
yeah,
time.
I
Crazy ideas that are like, you never do that.
right, yeah,
Think
I
we all
think so,
have them?
I think so. I think that the extent to which we're aware of them probably is variable, but I think that everybody,
Or that they're more like the extent to where we can like Ghostbuster catch them.
yeah, yeah, sure,
Right? The thought probably comes and goes, and we either like, oh man, that's crazy,
yeah,
and then we move on and ignore it or forget it. But the more you like say, oh shoot, that was gold.
yeah.
Let me write that one down.
Well, so the, I know that I have those thoughts,
You
and
do.
so far, all the evidence suggests that I am fundamentally like everybody else.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, yeah.
That like I'm not. I'm fundamentally just not that special,
We're not
and
unique.
that's
Yeah.
excellent news
It's
because
like
it means that we can relate to each
the
other.
Fight Club, like we're the walking, talking
Right,
poops of the
the
world.
walking talking scum of the earth, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So that you can relate.
but it's that's actually really good news, because being unique is such a burden. It's such an insurmountable task and an unimaginable amount of work to be special and like the only one, and it's also incredibly lonely, and like nobody actually wants that, and you only want to be unique if you can be witnessed being unique and like praised for it somehow.
Yeah.
And like that praise is affirmation and inclusion in the group, right? Like it's like
Hmm.
being celebrated is having your role in this group like affirmed and
I mean,
acknowledged.
that's what we're all looking for.
Well, yeah, and so it's like you don't actually want to be the kind of unique where you can't relate to other people. Like it's even if you think you want that, it's like that would isolate you so thoroughly in a in and
I mean, that's what you're moving towards. Do you know that's the end of this game, though, for you? I imagine for all of you'll be if you succeed
uh-huh,
at being a funny person,
sure,
at least from all of the funny people that I've seen, and they have tremendous success, they
yeah,
find themselves at the top of a mountain that there's not many other people there.
sure,
And they've found themselves to be extremely unique, even if in articulating their sameness.
sure,
Like the ability to do it with skill and precision is the uniqueness.
sure.
I mean, I guess I think we're all in culture, I'll just blanket statement,
Mm,
we're all trying to find a way to get what we want to do validated
hmm,
by our community, by our culture. And that could be like, oh, I'm a software engineer. Oh, I'm a sandwich artist,
right,
or oh, I'm a comedian, or I make this TV show and
yeah,
have conversations. All of it, like the money's great,
uh-huh,
but the ikigai is the Japanese word for when your mission and your purpose overlaps with your career.
cool,
Like your attention, your excitement overlaps with like what pays the bills.
okay,
The ikigai is like following that passion and then finding a way to massage it into acknowledgement, praise from the world
Yeah.
around you. And it has to be unique in some way, shape, or form, or you got to be someone who is willing to do it long enough
Sure.
to have an audience.
Sure.
Because if you got an audience on day one, everybody would do it and then it
Right.
wouldn't mean anything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I suppose like you're probably right that
I'm
that is
saying you're unique,
well,
you
that is
liar.
I'm caught.
I mean,
This is a citizen's arrest.
yeah, fucking, yeah. Or
Well,
you will be
I
eventually.
I think that that's an interesting point, that
That's
like
why it's
that's the
harder for
end of
people to
the
make a
road. Yeah.
follow-up album. That's
Sure.
why it's harder for rich ass comedians to continue. That's why the
Right.
Tom Seguras of the world fall off when they freak out on a flight agent or whatever,
Sure.
because they've lost that relatability.
Right. Well, but what about someone like Larry David, right? Who's
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
he's
He'll
like
never change, I don't
absolutely
think. Yeah.
legendary, but also like he could follow Seinfeld with Curb, right? Which is like it's just another list of petty grievances against the world, and we
But
all love it.
in a more aggressive tone,
Like,
right?
well, because he's more cantankerous and
Whatever
old.
softness came with
Well, that
Seinfeld was
Jerry,
stripped
yeah.
away.
Well, like, it's Jerry being just affable, right?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
it's like, but like he just ended up with the time to like think about all of the things that make everyone crazy, that we just decide to let it go because it's
Yeah.
not worth fighting about. And he's like, I'm gonna make a show about fighting about
Yeah,
them.
you know that anger management class? We're gonna do all the things they told you not to do and film it.
But so I think it's possible. Like we have people who it's possible that they just they continue to make more content, for lack of a better word, that
And it
is
stays relevant and
yeah,
relatable.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But I think that you're right that the like chasing fame or pursuing something that has the potential to make me famous is pursuing like that kind of isolated life, which is precisely the thing that like would lose me the ability to make art.
Make it more challenging.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to make it in a different way.
Yes. And I definitely do see like there are a lot of people who get really like big in the comedy world, and then they're like, oh, now I just talk about the aftermath of being famous a lot, you know? And it's like okay, that's just not that interesting.
To a drug, and then you talk about the aftermath of coming clean from the drug.
Or
John Mulaney.
Yeah, re-addicted in his case, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that that's not my fate, but I like worrying about that now is like very much the cart before the horse.
Yeah, you really just need to focus on the craft,
right,
and get good at delivering lines and getting laughs and reading rooms.
Get good at writing and being on stage and like staying present and being able to be. Before we started, I talked a little bit about like surfing like that's channeling that same kind of like presence that it requires to surf, like that is required of you if you're going to surf well. Like it's like responding to the wave that's actually here, not the one you imagined, not the one that you hoped for,
it's mindfulness,
not the worst one that you've ever had, but like responding to the wave that is actually under your board. That's that same kind of like presence and mindfulness,
like
and receptivity.
Be here now.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you're like, not the past, not the future, not my idea of what was going to occur, but like, I'm alive now.
Yeah.
What is here?
Yeah.
How do I meet this energy with a push or retreat or whatever would make it funny?
Yeah. And like, being able to be in that state of calm and like dropped in on stage. Like that is my like focus right now. That's what I need to get to, because I know that I am funny, and I know that I am going to be able to continue to write jokes
Yeah.
and find things to joke about. All of the evidence I have suggests that there will still be things to joke about tomorrow.
Yeah.
But what I need to focus on getting good at is being present. And so if I can stay focused on that, my hope is that like everything else will sort of be ancillary. It will be I'll be able to continue to move forward as long as I'm developing that skill, because is what will make me a good performer.
Yeah. You're a lulz miner.
I'm sorry?
You're a lulz miner. I mine some right now.
I have never thought of myself that way.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
yes, yeah.